So we're continuing our 20 days of prayer and fasting. And our prayer emphasis today is praying through anxiety. And our text is Philippians 4, 6, and 7. And Paul says this, don't be anxious about anything. And so anxiety is something that we've all probably wrestled with. And anxiety is fear or worry of some uncertain future, something that has not happened yet. And if we're being honest, it's probably something that's usually out of our ability to control anyway. And what happens is the more and more we tend to dwell on this, the more intense it tends to get. And for me, at least, sometimes I can end up creating a scenario in my mind that doesn't even exist. And so if we don't catch anxiety, right, like if we don't resist it, as Paul points it out here, then we'll end up living in fear of some uncertain future instead of being present in the moment. In his famous Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 6:27, Jesus makes a profound statement. He says, can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life? Of course not. Rather, what Jesus is doing here is he's calling us to be present in the moment, present with God, present with those who are around us, and to trust him with those things that are out of our ability to control. And so Paul goes on in this text in Philippians 4:6. He says, with thanksgiving, make your request known to God. And so Paul calls us here to pray through and to process this anxiety, this worry, whatever it is that we're feeling before God in prayer with thanksgiving, acknowledging the goodness of God, acknowledging his presence with us, acknowledging all of those things that he has done for us and everything that we have to be grateful for. And there's something happens on the inside of us as we acknowledge the goodness of God and we process those things that we're worrying about in his presence, whether or not it changes things on the outside, whether or not God intervenes in our situation, maybe the way that we would like for him to, it'll change everything on the inside of us. And then in verse 7, he closes everything. He says that this peace of God, which surpasses all human understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. May this godly peace rest upon you all today. God bless you.